show.
It is.
Yeah, can't wait for it to start.
What a summit. What a summit, guys.
Anyway, it's time. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, to the China Show. What? You are way off camera there. What's going on?
I'm probably sitting on a stiff cushion.
Yes.
And that'll make sense later.
Yes, indeed. Can you move forward a bit? That's a bit ridiculous.
I cannot.
Okay, I'm going to go sort that out.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, we'll sort it out. You guys, you tell everyone what's up.
So what's up, everyone? It's 3:15. Do you know what that means? 3:15 is upstate central northern New York. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you know what's also cool?
What?
It's now there's a little bit of headroom.
No, not max, though. It's not max headroom, that's for sure. Okay, good.
No, now it's back to normal.
Oh, this is very bad. Okay, 3:15. Shout out to Syracuse, Utica, Rome, Watertown. Close to where I'm from.
Excellent stuff.
What have you done?
We've got to add a little bit of slapstick to the beginning of the show since today's...
I'm going to slap your stick.
No, please don't. Reserve that for the summit.
Pause.
Exactly. All right. So, guys, we're talking about this massive Xi Jinping-Trump summit thing that happened. We're going to go through a lot of the nitty-gritty that you probably weren't aware of. Going to cover some of the stuff you probably are aware of and just how humiliating this whole entire thing has been for China and, well, everybody involved, to be honest. So, anyway, let me bring up our media pack so we can saunter right into what's new. You know, we've been keeping up to date with all of the...
It's been absolutely insanely busy to try to get this ready.
Yes.
We wanted you guys to feel comfortable to come to our show for all the analysis because we understand that everyone and their mom's talking about it.
Yes.
But we are China experts.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the show. It is the China show. So let's saunter into what's new, where we talk about everything that's new, specifically with regards to China. And this is fairly big because this happened right at the height of the summit.
Yes.
Actually. So around the 12th or the 13th, it's currently unconfirmed because of China's very well-known media censorship blackout that they do, especially during sensitive times like this.
Yeah.
We had this apparent CNOCC deep offshore number 1 explosion. So this is China's largest offshore gas field. It's near Hainan. You know Hainan, the Hawaii of China?
Don't call it that.
I know, it's insulting to Hawaii.
They call it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it was it was near there, and that's pretty big news. So this video and picture have been circulating around the Chinese internet, but heavily censored.
And again, unconfirmed.
It's unconfirmed.
But there's people talking, and it looks like that is the platform.
Correct.
Kind of a big deal. China needs as much gas as they can get right now to keep up their GDP numbers.
Correct.
And kind of lost without it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, would you like to explain what's going on here?
So in Korea, they had some an American-Korean tank display, and they told the tourists, "Do not enter this area."
Well, you can see the sign. It actually says, "Do not enter."
It says, "Do not enter"
in English and Korean.
And in Korean, it says, "I don't speak Korean." I'm not going to pretend to either because it'll sound bad.
It literally does say what it says.
It does. Anyway, the tourists were not supposed to enter, but all these Chinese tourists kept going in and entering. Maybe they couldn't read the sign.
들어가지 말라는데도 들어가서
Yep.
열심히 미국 전차
But Chinese, you could probably get
사진
us out of there
찍고
so people can read it.
Well, great. Yeah, they read it for a second there. Now, we have this segment we do every once in a while. It's called IE Adventures.
I've been doing it every show, actually.
Yeah, I'm doing it every show for a while now.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are not aware, IE means auntie in Chinese. And it's what people use to refer to middle-aged to elderly ladies.
Yeah.
And it's quite common. You know, it's interesting. That's one thing I kind of like about Chinese societies. When you address strangers, you call them like brother or uncle, or, you know, you don't just say like, hey, you, or whatever, you know,
I don't say that either.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, man, what's up?
Hey, man.
But you'll be like, hey, uncle, can you help me with this? Or,
Don't know which I prefer.
hey, brother, you know?
What do you prefer? Which way?
I kind of like
method?
I like the more, you know, the way China does it, actually. Because, you know, it's fine to say like, hey, man, what's up? But I kind of like it if you say, hey, uncle, because you're calling a dude an old, like, elderly dude, basically, you know? Or, hey, little brother, or whatever.
Yeah. No, I get that.
You know, or hey, handsome brother,
Yeah.
Or, hence that's what they say, Schweiger, or whatever. It's this kind of thing. Anyway, getting off point here, but basically we're talking about that generation that are in their 70s, getting on to the 80s, the old Red Guard, the old Mao Zedong era, and they're usually quite obnoxious. Okay, so let's take a look at eye adventures this week. So what do they like to do? They are very destructive, is what I'll say. Whoa, that is loud. So, as usual, they love to destroy things in order to create pictures.
Yes.
So I guess they're creating something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're creating these cheesy pictures.
It doesn't benefit anyone else.
No, but basically, you don't want these particular eyes anywhere near a tourist site, especially if flowers are involved. Because,
oh man, say goodbye.
Yeah, they want the flower petals to be falling over them in their photos or whatever, so they will rip down like an ancient sakura tree or something just to get the petals to fall.
I was in Inner Mongolia and there's wildflower fields everywhere.
Yeah.
And me and my wife were like, this is beautiful because, down south, we don't get wildflowers anywhere.
Yeah.
So we're up there and we're like, this is spectacular. And we're just walking by them. It's like, this is a nice bit of nature in China. A bus shows up. I don't know. The air brake you hear.
Yeah.
Everyone runs out into the field like, just ripping the flowers, getting bushels of them and bringing them back on the bus. There was none left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just an unfortunate byproduct of that.
Yeah, it was all them. Like,
对，这么好看的花要给它打下去，你这人都没看呢。
Now, this is an interesting scenario. This was filmed. Now, the sanitation workers in this park were told, you got to clean up these leaves, the petals from these bushes, right?
Yeah, off the ground.
Yeah, off the ground. And they were getting annoyed because the petals keep falling off the tree. So they're like, well, screw it. Then we're just going to knock all the petals off so we can pick them up in one go instead of keep coming back.
Screw these petals.
By the way, it's not just one guy. You think it's just one guy ruining these nice
对，他又说打这个花，到时候给你们发
I
给你
know.
们
That's
看
the
吧，哪
reason
怎么
people
干
want
的
to
呀？
go there.
现在这都观赏的时候。
It's the only thing blocking the pollution.
Yeah. And see, there's another one doing it over there. They're all doing it. They're just knocking all the
these
petals
menaces.
down. They're like, we don't need that. But okay, this one
You got quite the theme going today.
really takes the cake for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's something called a tune tree in China. It's actually called that.
Interesting. So it's like what? It's kind of drawn, like people drew it. It's animated.
But there's something about these trees is that they're little sprouts, When the sprouts come out, they're actually
You mean
edible.
buds?
The buds,
Yes.
yeah. They
Sprouts
sprout.
are not that.
Yeah, whatever. That looks like a sprout coming out of the leaf,
It's just wrong technically.
Yeah, it's wrong. So the sprout bud, okay?
We'll go through lakes and rivers later.
Yes,
as
we'll
well.
do that too. But the little green
The
stuff
buds.
that comes
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
They're edible. So
Yes.
they can be used in stir fry and whatnot. So this IE is like, I want those buds. By the way, this is in a what's called a Hua Yuan.
Yeah, apartment complex garden.
Yes. So this is landscaped. They've put this in here, as you can see with the other bushes. Everybody pays a management fee. That's something that I don't tell you about home ownership or just renting in China is that it doesn't matter if you own your property or not. You have to pay what's called a management fee, a guanli
It's like
fee.
HOA.
Yeah, it's like an HOA. You cannot
Everyone
escape
does,
that. Every single person monthly has to pay a fee. So you're paying this fee to keep the gardens up. So this IE wants those, what do you call them, sprouts?
Buds.
Buds?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, like Bud Lights.
Sprouts are in the ground.
Yes,
like
I
when a
get it, I
seed
get it.
First pops out.
Yeah, like a Brussels sprout.
Yes.
Exactly.
Except
So-
not really.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay,
So
go ahead.
anyway, so they're getting the little sprout buds from the top. She wants to get them. So in order to get them, what does she do?
这小人头的他够不见，他把树砍了。
She's cutting down the whole tree for herself.
加油啊！
It's not her tree.
No, she literally fells the tree. Okay, destroys the tree in the landscaping just so that she can grab the sprout buds.
What a waste.
And she's like, oh, 他们好吃. These taste good. That's
she's
her
proud.
excuse. Yeah.
She's proud.
Look at
I play Medieval Dynasty, and I'm telling you, she only got like one wood out of that. Not worth it.
Yeah. That's it. She'll just leave the felled tree over there. It's just that's just so annoying, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
it's just a blatant like disrespect for.
I used to see it all the time.
Yeah.
There was like mango trees, and they would pick. So here's the deal: everyone can enjoy them because they're on public ground,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But what would happen is the IEs would get there as soon as the mangoes were this big and green.
Yes.
So they're inedible.
Sure.
And they would pick them all just so other people couldn't get them.
That's right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And
what
then
they
do what?
Yeah, we showed, I think it was last week or the week before, where they just uprooted a whole bush out of the park and took it away.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how it goes. It's like nothing's sacred.
Yes, I have a family member, a Chinese family member, distant. It's like not actually super blood related or anything.
Right.
Obviously not with me. I met on my wife's side, but
Yeah.
they tried to steal a goose in the park in Boston.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, it's free, right?
It's free.
Yeah, just grab it. That's why there are
She
no
got
birds
arrested.
in China. She got arrested. That's the best part. Yeah. Okay, here's an IE who's at a wedding, and the bride's coming in, so she wants to take a photo, but she's about to like storm out there. Luckily, this bridesmaid's in the way.
Okay.
Take a look. So she's about to storm out there, and she's like, no, don't get in the way. She's like, the hell out of my way. What are you doing? Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's happened? Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was about to like block the wedding.
Yes. Now, this is a great little dispute between vendors.
Okay.
You got the food cart vendors.
Mhm.
So there's an IE off to the side here.
So many food carts.
Yes.
You got a soundbite for that?
Actually, I do. Where is that? Hang on, I'll bring it up. Here. Here we go.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a must.
Yeah, it's a must. So anyway, you got these food carts up here, and these vendors are having a bit of a thing. Okay, so they're like, oh, what do you think you're doing, huh? So
Spit fight.
start spit
You should
fighting.
have given that to me for my segment.
True.
That's okay.
The guy throws a jug of who knows what, like
It looks like layo.
gravy tea.
I think it's layo.
It's probably layo,
which is like
oil.
spicy oil, chili
Yeah,
oil.
Chili oil. There we go.
Right in the face.
Yeah, threw that in the face.
Screw pepper spray. Just dump the bucket.
Watch what the IE's doing over there. It's kind of like a younger IE.
What the?
She took her underwear off and put it around his neck.
Why?
I don't actually understand the logic behind that.
Wait, what?
Normally, I wouldn't see that as like an attack
thing is
move.
off
More of a like, hey, I like you move.
Well, I don't know who you're hanging out with. But...
She tried to strangle him with her underwear.
Wait a second. There's so much to unpack there.
I know, it's pretty funny.
Spit fight
Yes.
turns into chili oil doused in the face.
Yes.
Turns to brawl.
Yes.
Turns to woman puts underwear around man's neck.
Tries to strangle him with it.
Tries to strangle him with it.
Yeah.
He fake passes out for like basically an insurance scam.
Yes.
There's everything about China in one clip.
I know, it's quite the image, this. You know what I mean?
And he's got a face full of
It's just-
chili oil.
I love how his face is all brown.
That's incredible.
I know.
I
Bam.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, that was
Come to China.
Yeah, come to China. Oh, man, I gotta dig all the way
Sorry,
down there. Okay, where is it? Here it is.
That's your experience.
Come to China.
Exactly. But there's one other thing.
Must be nice to live in a real country.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Let's move on. Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
So one thing you guys might not know is that if you go to any kind of rural, when I say rural, not even rural, like any city will have, just on the outskirts.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, any city, they'll have these little markets where you can go buy stuff, but they'll also normally set up like games. And one of the
Yes.
games they do is like a ring toss.
yeah.
And you can win live animals. As you can see, there's random animals in these cages, like hamsters or guinea pigs
Birds.
or whatever. Yeah, there's a bird over there. And there's a goat, and the customer won the goat, but the shop owners, I mean, the guy's like, no, that wasn't fair. Like, actually, you didn't
like,
go by the rules or whatever. So
Give
they're
me my freaking goat.
yeah, they're like, no, that's not right. You didn't throw it right. Or
That was like
something.
the ultimate prize was the
yeah,
goat.
the goat. So like he's like,
they have it by the horns.
yeah, they're like, well, what's going on here? Give me my goat. No. So they're fighting over the goat. It's kind of interesting.
It's like a carny that doesn't want to give up the top prize.
yeah, exactly.
You know? It's a rigged game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a very China thing. He's like, look, these are the rules. Kuai le, you got to throw the ring over this amount, etc., etc. But that's kind of an only in China thing.
It is. Yeah.
This is funny because. We always show the travel shills that go to China. They're like, come to China or whatever, They're like, look, 5D city living in the future, 22nd floor. Yeah, 8D city. One thing they don't prepare you for is the spitting.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll be honest with you, that was one of the things that drove me completely mad in China, is just people spit a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're spitting into a tissue. They spit on the floor. Even in like a nice shopping mall with marble floors or something, they'll spit on the floor. In a bus, they'll spit on the
Usually
floor.
older people.
Yeah,
Lost
obviously.
generation.
It's kind of the IE generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why this is in I Adventures, even though it's an uncle. Because an evil uncle is kind of the same thing. Yeah,
it's a
right?
male version.
Yeah, exactly. So this dude from England, I guess, is chilling in a train station, one of their high-tech, high-speed rail train stations. And this dude's just spitting on the floor. And he's like, what's going on? Because he wasn't prepared, right?
I had to pick my bag up. Just look, my man just keeps spitting everywhere. Their nitty behaviour. What the fuck is that even about? It's mad.
Yeah, dude.
What do you expect,
Yeah, what do you
bro?
expect?
Dude, what do you think you're in a real country?
Yeah, I know.
Must be nice to live in a real country.
Get out of here. By the way, can you guys give a thumbs up to the video? I'd really appreciate it.
So we're going to hit Beyond the Great Firewall here. We got some interesting things to cover.
This is where we take you inside the Chinese internet, show you what's going around, and I'll translate it usually. In this case, we have a guy that's been feeding a bunch of dogs.
Yeah, he's like
he's a rescue dog.
Yeah, he's a rescue. He looks after, and you do get these. You know, China's
rare.
got a very bad reputation for the way dogs are treated, and rightly so. The dog meat trade is horrific, and we're not going to get into it today because it's just so terrible. But you do get plenty of very decent Chinese people who actually do care about dogs.
For sure.
And so this guy's trying to raise these dogs and look after these dogs.
But it's expensive, right? So he has to raise them on this big kind of cauldron of soup that he makes. He calls it soup. It's like some sort of slop he's making.
Yeah,
these
so he
dogs.
makes slop. So he bought this big industrial like kettle thing or whatever it is to like brew this stuff, right?
面锅煮汤喂狗
Says I've been,
50天，50条
past
狗
50 days,
肾
50
衰
dogs
竭，
had
查
got
出来
kidney
煮
failure.
面锅，
Found out that it was actually the metal.
Yeah,
in
the metal in the
pots.
pots.
So it exceeded the the safe limit by 1,000 times.
That's a problem. Stainless steel in China, you can't trust it because it says stainless steel, but they'll use like various different chemicals and lead and all this bad stuff.
Well, what's perhaps more alarming than the dog angle here is this stuff you can buy from China?
Yeah, on Temu and stuff. If
Yeah.
you're buying cutlery like silverware or pots or...
Just think about that for a second. There's a reason stuff doesn't cost 2 cents.
Yeah.
Right? It's because you have to pay money for quality.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the issue. Is like all of these dogs had kidney failure and so on because of this one stainless steel cauldron that he bought. So, you know, it's one of those things you might not notice it, but you buy like some fancy metal chopsticks or something of Temu and you're using them with your family. You're getting microdoses every time, but you're actually introducing heavy metals or whatever it is to your system.
超标1000多倍。
Yeah, what's the deal with this?
Well, I'll let people use their imagination. Let's just say things were being reused. Medical
Yeah, I
supplies.
remember this. So they came around to give a free health checks in this village, and they kept using the same syringe, which is like, what are you in a crack house? You know what I mean? What's going on here? Is this a drug den? You know,
this always shocks people when I tell them this. But in the 90s, in north central China, they were doing blood drives where they would go to villages that needed blood, right? So the government would go and say, hey, we'll pay you for your blood.
Yeah.
So all these poor people in Henan and Anhui, I mean, millions of people are going to go out there and donate their blood for money.
Yeah.
So they did it, but then they were like, yo, we kind of want our blood back now that we know they just took the plasma out of it. We want it back, right? Because if it's useless, let's put it back in my body.
Sure.
A lot of superstition around that. A lot of kind of no knowledge around science, right? So what they did was they go, okay, we'll sell it back or we'll give it back to you. And so they had these big vats and they put all the same blood in the same vat together and people were injecting the blood mixed with millions of people in it, potentially. And it turned out to be one of the biggest AIDS epidemics in Asia.
Yeah, makes sense.
And there's still villages of what they call AIDS villages because what China did, instead of actually trying to rehabilitate them, just cordon them off like zoo animals.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed to interact with the rest of society.
It's crazy.
But this kind of thing happens to this day.
Well, this happened about a month ago.
That's what I'm saying. That was in the 90s.
And what happened was somebody got suspicious and posted online, and then it like gathered steam. So now they've rounded up all the villages and they're giving them comprehensive tests now to make sure they didn't get AIDS or whatever.
I mean, you say that.
That's what they say.
You say that.
But I mean, it's too little, too late because the fact is, obviously, this is a government-backed thing. You know, the government went in there, whatever, paid a company or got a company to go and do this or whatever it was that happened. They used the same needle on all of the villagers. The level of ignorance is staggering.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It really is.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Just I'm pointing it out that this still happens in this day and age.
It does.
Now this.
So this is a sugarcane harvest, and they
Yes.
are covering it in absolute poison.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We did a whole thing about like what a date would be like in a sort of mid-tier city in China on Xiabanhou. And one of the things that we said is,
that's our patron show.
yeah, well, you get sugarcane drink. I've had it a lot of times in China. I'm sure you have too.
Yep.
You go to the side of the road. They've got these little machines that basically squash sugarcane. It's kind of like those mafia movies where they throw people in a wood chipper.
Yes.
You know, except they
it makes a sweet drink.
Yeah, and
it's green.
Yeah, so you get your sugarcane drink and you drink it, right? This is unfortunately the sugarcane that's used is just doused in chemicals, and so
I translated this. It says, "You dare to eat the sugarcane? It's not poison." To the guy doing it.
Yeah, because they're just dousing it in like whatever pesticide or whatever this nonsense is.
会不会中毒啊？
不管它。
Because I don't care.
Yeah.
哇靠，不管它，只管卖啊！
He said, "You only care about selling?" He's like, "Yeah."
这气味太呛人了。
He said, "The smell is overwhelming."
Yeah, because it obviously smells really bad.
They only care about the actual sales.
Yeah, because you could see that's an entire truck that's loaded up with sugarcane because it's going to be shipped off to whatever small cities to give it to all these vendors.
Loaded or
Yes.
loader ship?
Ah, okay, fine.
Why do you hate sound bites today?
It's just like it's
Come
just.
on.
I have to find him there.
Loader
ship. So it gets loaded up, and they just spray the whole thing because it has a long distance to travel. So they don't want it to go rotten or go off or whatever, or get like eaten by
Correct.
bugs or whatever. So they put all this crap on it.
That's right.
And again, very similar to the fact that the stuff you're buying off Temu might contain heavy metals and be very bad for your health and give you kidney failure. It doesn't go through any kind of FDA testing or any scientific testing because it's drop shipped. It goes directly from the Chinese factory to your home.
Worst thing that's ever happened.
Be very careful.
Yeah.
Be very careful. Don't buy things that you consume off of Temu.
Yeah.
I heard they're doing snacks now.
Are they? Oh,
Just don't do it.
man.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't.
No,
personally.
not if you.
You
have
can
common
if you
sense.
if you don't love your life.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a quick word, and it's a good one. The good word, it's coming up eventually. Stick around. Don't go away.
I was at the
Why?
bus station. I went to go buy my ticket. I was going to hell, Michigan. Anyway, I had some time to kill, so obviously I used my phone to join the free Wi-Fi in the bus station. And guess what? I didn't use a VPN. And all my credit card information was stolen. And now I'm completely broke. Somebody used my credit card to buy 50,000 identical Jar Jar Binks Funko Pops. Misa's so sad. Misa should have used Surfshark VPN.
Surfshark is the VPN we use. It makes a secure tunnel around your connection so that no one can see you or take advantage of you. Surfshark is insanely fast and connects to the fastest server by default.
You literally tap once and you're protected, but it goes way beyond the basics. One subscription lets you install and run Surfshark on unlimited devices at the same time. Your phone, your laptop, your smart TV, your tablet, even your PlayStation or your Xbox. There's no device limits.
If you travel like we do, this is a game changer. You can connect to servers in over 100 countries, the only VPN to reach that milestone, which means you can avoid location-based price hikes on flights, safely use the public Wi-Fi, and even connect to your home country to avoid your bank freezing your account while you're abroad. Everyone is streaming stuff these days, but every country has different licensing for what shows you can see. With Surfshark, you can unlock up to 15 of the largest Netflix libraries, plus BBC iPlayer and other streaming services just by switching servers.
If you want to try it out risk-free, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 live customer support. Go to surfshark.com/ADVpodcast and use the code ADVpodcast at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. It's in the description.
Protect your data, unlock the internet, and browse without limits with Surfshark. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring the China Show. And now, back to the show. Yes, back to the show.
That's scary, dude.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to head into Slopaganda now. All right, and the first thing we're going to talk about is this bouncing kid thing. Okay.
Whatever do you mean? Oh,
Okay, so there's a backstory to this. So listen, every other show, every other news program right now is giving you the rundown from the beginning to the end. Oh, Trump landed, you see Air Force One, and they've got all the whatever things, and they walk out, and all the soldiers, and the motorcades. And so you know all that. We don't want to rehash it and waste your time. We're going to focus on the parts of this whole big summit between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping. Okay, I want you to notice a couple of things here. First of all, if you look at that picture, it looks like Xi Jinping's taller than Donald Trump, does it? Not?
yeah, and that's not true at all. At all.
At all. I'm not doing it.
Come on.
Okay,
Come
fine,
on.
fine. I'll do it. Just, I got to find it
Xi
there.
Jinping...
Don't scare me at all. Jane, I want to talk to you later.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, I got it in there. All right. So, never mind that. One thing that stood out was the bouncing children.
Okay, is that what you call this?
What do you
I
call
just
it?
picture like somebody putting a kid in it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shut that kid up.
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all,
basketball.
we're all used to seeing the soldiers. It's normal, right?
Yes.
It's always like the same old thing. Could be from North Korea, could be from Russia, could be from whatever. And the bouncing kids, everyone was talking about it, and President Trump also in his initial speech was like, and the children, they were so beautiful, that kind of stuff,
I immediately thought of North Korea when I saw this.
Well,
scene.
I think most people did. There's a backstory behind this, so we wanted to share the backstory. So let's take a look.
North Korea.
Okay. This is 2019 North Korea. Let's take a look.
Colorado Kamawalpa, Yes Kachong, Kawawoki. Chisa, Picha, Huanki Chubaka.
Okay.
Oh, he asked them for some chewing tobacco.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
a chewing
Kim
tobacco.
probably chews.
Yeah, he probably does.
Looks like
He
he's got a
dips.
little
Yeah,
dip.
yeah, exactly. So when Xi Jinping went to North Korea in 2019, he saw the kid kid bounce, and he's like, dude,
Kid bounce.
He's like, dude, this is
Kid bounce is definitely the best thing you can do to welcome another president.
For sure.
Yeah.
So now we go back to China, and Xi is preparing for Trump's visit. So he's like, get the kids.
I'm sorry. I like how he was inspired by Kim Jong-un's North Korea.
Well, obviously. It's like, here we go.
It's exactly the same.
It is. This is practice, by the way.
Okay. This is so unbelievably annoying.
Yeah.
This is unbelievably annoying.
Yeah. Okay, they got to take positions.
Okay.
Let's see.
What's the sound?
They have to repeat.
Oh, gotcha.
They've been drilled to do this, right?
Kid bounce is the new dictator. Welcome.
It is.
Dictators around the world. It seems like actually only Xi and Kim do this.
Yeah, hang on. They got to do more drills before, actual events.
What are they chanting? That's what we're trying to figure out.
It's probably, I'm tired.
That's actually really terrible.
Yeah, look at they keep making these kids do this, and then they stop. And here's the actual thing.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
They should have gotten Roberts to do it.
They should have, yeah.
I'm actually surprised they didn't.
Yep.
This sucks. This is junk.
It's terrible. These poor kids.
Yeah. I mean, but this is not an impressive display. I'm not gonna be like, China's awesome.
No.
Because they force their kids to go over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
This is so annoying, dude.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Whoa. I know, it's insane.
That's a pretty terrible display.
Yeah.
There's nothing impressive.
No, this poor kid just bouncing up and down. Yeah, that's Anyway, I just wanted to show you because obviously, you know, that was the main thing. But
Yeah.
3 a.m. the previous morning.
Yes.
Let's take a look what was going on. There's Okay, I'm sorry, but
People came here for some serious stuff, dude. We gotta get into
we gotta
it.
get
We gotta get the silly stuff out of the
okay.
way.
So you might be wondering what the context behind this this picture is. Okay, Xi Jinping obviously has a problem with his height. Now he's not short. That's the
No,
thing.
he's like 5'10".
Yeah, he's 5'10". He's around about. I'm about 5'10".
Yeah, you're 5'10".
So yeah, I'm 5'10".
You're not short. You're
So-
an average dude.
Yeah, exactly. He's the same height as me, so I don't know why he's so worried. But obviously, he needs to be the big man, right?
Yes. So he's got chair extensions.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's show you the actual setup. Okay, we've got actual pictures of him next to other people.
Yeah,
right?
so it checks out. If Kim's 170 centimeters and she's like 175, 178,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Exactly.
And then the KMT leader for Taiwan, she's probably in high heels, but she's tall.
Yes,
So that checks out, right? 178 there and abouts.
exactly.
So
But-
why is he the same height as Trump, who's 190 centimeters?
Especially if you look at older pictures of him together with Trump.
He was shorter,
He was shorter, yes. So either Trump got a lot shorter,
which doesn't make sense.
yeah, or he got taller.
Trump is a very big, well-documented public figure. He's not orchestrated like Xi Jinping is. Everything Xi Jinping does is like this minute orchestration. Take 1.5 steps here. Trump
Yes.
just shows up to places. He's in rallies and stuff. People
Yeah.
know he's probably his real height.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, there's just pictures of him with Trump in the past. You can see he's shorter for sure.
And there's Newsom over
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Newsom's also apparently 6'3".
Same as Trump,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So this doesn't track. Xi
No.
Jinping's height doesn't track here.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I screwed that up. I gotta get back. I just gotta play that a bit.
Sure.
Okay, because you know this is what Xi Jinping's thinking, right?
Okay.
He's thinking this. Give it a second.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it is great. So Xi Jinping's secret platform shoes.
So this is how it works.
How he goes from 5'9" to 6. Okay. 6 foot plus, actually. He's got hidden platform shoes, adds 3 inches of secret height.
There's little springs.
Yeah, well, you know, it's actually internal, so you can't see. It's kind of like high heels, but they're hidden in the shoe. A lot of actors and stuff actually wear this.
For it to like match whatever the character is.
No, it's like, you know, so that they can, you know, this is one thing you'll learn very quickly about famous people is when you meet them, they're usually a lot shorter than what you imagine. Because, you know, when you watch movies, they use a lot of tricks to make the main heroes, like Tom Cruise, for instance, always look like big masculine, even though he's actually very short.
Yeah, isn't he like 5'5" or something?
I'm not sure.
You know what's weird is, you know, people like recognize us, obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone, not everyone, a lot of people I run into say I'm way taller than they thought I was. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess a lot of celebrities are short.
Yeah, because, you know, in Hollywood movies, they, for instance, make door frames smaller, you know, on buildings to make people appear taller when they walk
That makes
past.
sense. Then people like, they see them, it's like a prestigious celebrity, but we're just lowly YouTubers,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they probably think that we're just like short little guys.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, these shoes are very popular. You can actually buy them. I used to see ads in China. I don't know if you ever saw that. I used to see ads
This is
on
all new to me.
ads on the TV, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're feeling insecure because your girlfriend's like taller than you. Get these shoes," and then it's like, "Oh, look, I'm a big man now." You know?
Interesting.
So-
I didn't know you could get away with that. I feel like it would look so obvious.
Not really, because they use tricks, right? So it'll have like a false sole. So the sole will look like a normal sole, but meanwhile inside there's like an inch of padding.
Oh, and so the shoe part goes up above your ankle or something.
Yeah, like you're actually like standing in a high heel as well in the back. Anyway, it's like basically like a hidden pumps or whatever, right?
It's kind
for
of
men.
gay.
Well, I mean, it makes you taller, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, fun facts: official CCP footwear protocol. Even world leaders need a little lift.
Nice.
Pairs perfectly with a special stiff chair.
What is the slop ad you found?
Yeah, I may have made it.
Okay. What?
Anyway, so now, if you can see in the new photos, he's now the same height as Trump.
So wrong.
Yeah.
It's just inaccurate.
Yes, exactly. It is inaccurate. But being tall rules, see? Now
Winnie the Shoe.
Winnie the Shoe. Lots of people, even on the Chinese internet, have been mocking
about it.
this
because
they look how awkwardly he's walking.
Obviously,
now,
they really remove those posts
oh,
and then arrest
obviously.
those people.
Yes. But I mean, there's been discussion about it. Like,
Yes.
oh, suddenly he grew, you know? But there's been a lot of people talking about the way he walks because it's uncomfortable compared to normal, you know, that kind of thing. But you can see he has grown.
He literally has grown in his 70s. He's grown.
Yes, he grew.
Yeah.
In a couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's that.
I hope I keep growing.
Yeah, why not? So now he's got this chair height trick. Okay. How the shorter leader appears taller in official meetings.
So
high,
sad.
stiff adjusted chair and a thicker cushion, so he sits higher. And for Trump, it's a standard lower soft chair, so Trump sits lower. So this was right at the end, basically. They went to Zhongnan High, and then they went to go sit down and do a whole thing.
You mean the place that Google removed?
Yes.
When Maduro got captured?
Yes, because they were worried. Anyway, so the real height, according to most official sources, is 5'9" for Xi Jinping. Okay. And Donald Trump is 6'3". So let's have a quick look, because I got a kind of a before and after.
Taller than me.
Yes.
He's a tall guy.
He is, yeah. So this is before they sit down. Okay, you can see. All right.
Yeah.
This is before the two sit down, and here's, give me a second. Here's after they sit down. Now,
I think I can figure it out.
If you take a look, Xi Jinping's feet are dangling off the edge. They're actually not touching the ground.
They're sitting on a phone book.
Yeah, but can you see they're not touching the ground? They're actually, you can see the shadows underneath his feet because he's like a little child sitting on a tall chair, you know, with his feet dangling.
Yeah.
Because,
like in a high chair.
Yeah, he's like in a high chair. So, I mean, take a look. The cushion is obviously like much firmer and a little higher so that he sits up high, and they put the softest, most slumpy cushion on Trump's chair so he slumps down.
So insecure. China, what are you doing?
Well, you know, China's the land of shortcuts and facades, and they need Xi Jinping to look big, you know, and imposing. So they've done all these tricks. And it's stupid because if you look at all of his past meetings with other dignitaries and stuff, you can gauge his height, and he's absolutely shorter than Donald Trump. But in this latest meeting, he's suddenly the same size and even taller.
You know what's so funny, though, is that even given all of those ridiculous measures they've taken, Trump is absolutely just mogging him with confidence. Like, you could just look at that, and you're like, this guy, he looks so uptight on the right. He's like, everything must go perfully. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it didn't work, is my point.
Looks like he's about to be spoon-fed with the airplane, you know? Like, here comes the airplane. He's like, you know, on his old chair.
Oh,
yeah. His feet swinging over there.
Stop it.
You know,
Stop it.
His delicate little hands.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Just wanted to point out that they've done this. Like, use the short one now. Lol. Okay, time to actually get into Soft Power Hour, where we talk about the serious thing, which is this whole thing. Now, it's quite interesting to see. Last week, we showed you that there was a cyclist who was cycling to Japan. In Beijing, he pulled out his American flag for like a minute. First of all,
not to make a statement, by the way.
No,
to film his like GoPro adventure.
Yeah, he's doing this thing. First of all, he had a guy riding past you say, "F you, America," you know. And then next he got stopped by the police, told to take the flag down, and then he was interrogated for 2 hours and almost deported.
Okay.
Remember?
I do remember that, and I remember it was something that China didn't want people to see. They didn't want people to see the American flag, and they didn't want people to see that video of him getting reprimanded for it.
Correct.
They're trying to have their cake and eat it too right now.
Also, I mean, you could talk from experience because you owned a school.
Yeah. So I had initially had an American flag next to a Chinese flag, right, to symbolize, oh, you can learn American English here.
Yes.
And guess what? The cop showed up and they had me remove it because, you know what they said? It's too political.
Yeah.
It is not political to fly a frickin' flag from your own country. And by the way, it was this big.
Yeah.
You know, next to the Chinese flag.
Yes, because it was about an English school that teaches American English in China.
Now, it's so ironic that they busted out the American flags. You know, something you can get in trouble for in China. They were everywhere during this meeting.
Yeah. So, of course, leading up to the meeting, they have to now put these flags up everywhere. And these were obviously on the way to the capital Take a look along the highway.
So weird. It almost gives me chills to see an American flag in China like that because you'd never see that.
Yeah.
You would never see it.
You're not allowed to fly the
No,
American flag in
It's
China.
very weird.
America has been the enemy, and they keep telling the populace
Still
that
is.
America is the enemy. Yes, it is, still is. But for this week, no one's allowed to basically say that America is the enemy because, you know,
Yes.
this summit is happening. So it just shows you how fake China is, because it's all about putting on a
美国议
facade.
员卢比奥，他的所谓的声明一派胡言，实在不值一驳。
Now, the reason I'm showing you this is the same deal, okay? Remember how the flag was like, you may not fly the
Can't have
American flag. The police are going to come take it away. You may get arrested. It's going to get taken away. You might get deported, whatever the case. If you're a Chinese national waving the American flag, you'll be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Probably go to jail for a short time
Yeah.
or be detained or whatever. But no, now it's going to be in our interest to pretend like we're going to be friends with America for a day or a week. We're going to like fly it everywhere. That's totally fine. Like what you're not allowed to do, the government can do.
Yeah.
Same with this. This is the foreign ministry spokesperson, and she's like, this Marco Rubio guy is a piece of crap, and now he's not allowed to ever enter China. We're sanctioning him. That's what she's
In
saying.
2020.
Yes, this is what
他
she's
知不
saying.
知道在中国有
Like, I'll
多
take it
少
down because we don't need to hear all of his the things that she's saying, because they're
He doesn't know
boring.
China. He's never been here. He
Yeah,
doesn't know anything about us.
exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. He can't come here.
Yeah, he's this asinine nonsense that's coming out of her mouth. It's just rubbish. And it happened multiple times where they sanctioned Rubio.
I hate Rubio because Rubio is very tough on China.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He's a China hawk.
Yeah, not only that, I think he's just level-headed and reasonable.
Yeah.
So when he says things like, it's...
I didn't say unreasonably. I'm very much in line with his
me
viewpoint
too.
on China.
When he was like, hey, you're crushing the democracy in Hong Kong, they come out and like, well, screw you, you're never allowed to come to China then. And we've seen this multiple times. Remember this dude?
Yes.
Whoa, sorry. Yeah. Well, he did it too. He's like, Rubio's a piece of crap. He's not allowed to come here.
We haven't seen Zhao Lijian in ages because
Yeah.
he got demoted.
Yes, he did.
Now he paints signs,
Correct.
ocean marking signs.
Yeah, that's what he does. Imagine that. And he aged a lot.
Yeah.
It's like he's painting signs. He's like a white hair or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Anyway, wow, he talks a lot. But he's basically just saying that Rubio sucks.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one.
Rubio's not allowed to come.
She came
blah,
on
blah,
again.
blah,
Rubio
blah,
sucks.
blah.
Rubio's not allowed to come here. We sanction him. You know, he will never be able to step foot, you know, on Chinese soil.
And that's a sanction, right? You can't, no matter what.
Yes. They literally said he may not enter China.
If they at a state level reversed it, that'd be a different story. But they would never do that.
No.
So how did he get there? Because I don't know about you. I saw footage of him in China.
Yeah, well, not only that, but he turned up in the Maduro tracksuit.
Pretty sick.
It's pretty awesome. So, you know, during briefing on Air Force One on the way to China, he put on when they captured Maduro, they put him in this tracksuit.
Yeah.
You know, and did you see that picture of the goggles?
Do you think this is a subtle warning to say we capture presidents that don't, do what we want them to, and we'll do it to you too? Because wearing this you don't accidentally wear this.
No. He said
he kind of rules.
Yeah. He said, no, Maduro copied me. I already had this. That's what he said.
Rubio kind of rules.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So, he was wearing this. And here's the funny part is that China changed the characters in his name.
Rather than reverse the sanction and say, okay, guess what? Things have changed. You're allowed in now.
Yeah.
We're not going to sanction you. They kept the sanction.
Yes, he is still sanctioned. He's still
sanctioned.
forbidden from coming in, but only Lubiao, not Lubiao.
Yeah, so they changed his Chinese name so that he may now enter as a new person.
Yeah, let's take a look. There was a great explanation
it's crazy.
Now here you can see him. You see he's holding the Free Hong Kong. Now, you can see why he was sanctioned, because this is just not allowed.
Oh, no.
You're not allowed
China
to have this opinion.
spaz.
You're not allowed to you're not allowed to do anything to do with this. So, there he is shaking Xi Jinping's hand. So I guess their threats of like all this sanctioning stuff is nonsense.
I love that. Getting sanctioned and still going is such a chat move.
I know. It's like China's like, you have offended us. You may never step foot in China. Screw you, you hegemon,
He's
whatever,
like,
all this nonsense.
You want to bet?
And he's like, here I am shaking Xi Jinping's hand.
The worst enemy of China is shaking Xi Jinping's hand.
It's so funny. It's so funny. So this
Secretary of
explains
State Marco Rubio is in China, but China punished him years ago, and he's not allowed in China. So we've got this funny situation where Marco Lu Biao is banned, but Marco Lu Biao is okay. Marco Rubio, the senator, was Ma Ke Lu Biao. Emphasis on the Lu, note the rising tone. But Marco Rubio 2.0, the Secretary of State, is Ma Ke Lu Biao. Note the first syllable of his name has changed from
This
Lu
guy's Chinese
to
sucks.
Lu. And the thinking here is that this makes Rubio 2.0 a whole new man who is technically allowed to set foot in China as Secretary of State while allowing China to maintain its hardline position against Rubio 1.0, who offended China many years ago.
Yeah, so isn't
No
that
offense.
crazy?
It's good commentary, but your Chinese is bad.
It's totally fine, dude.
It's not great.
Yeah. Anyway, it shows you how China doesn't care about rules. Okay, they're willing to just make these rules and enforce this stuff when it's convenient, and when it's not convenient, they can just ignore it.
Yeah.
And it's always like that.
There's no rule of law. It's always shown to be that way.
Yeah, it's just like how they can conveniently like turn a blind eye to sending fentanyl all the time, or conveniently say that they will stop it, but then they don't. You know, that type of thing. It's just they say one thing, but it doesn't mean anything. They can say whatever they want. They just lie and change it whenever they need to.
That's right.
You know, so basically they cannot keep a promise is the end of that, you know?
We have proof of that too.
Yeah. So what's going on here?
Don't dead name Marco.
Yeah.
They changed his name.
Yeah, they did.
They changed his name for him. Okay, so what did they do outside of the meeting? So everyone saw this. You saw him go to the Forbidden... Dude, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
This Forbidden Kingdom thing was hilarious.
Oh, you mean the Temple of Heaven?
Temple of Heaven. Well, I mean, they went all around Beijing.
Yeah.
So there's a specific thing where the Western media was like, the most sacred ground, the Temple of Heaven in China, in Beijing.
Yeah, and then you see Trump walk up to a tourist sign, which is like a plaque that tells you.
It's like, this is such an epic moment. No one's allowed here. It's like the most, outside of the Great Wall, would you say it's the most touristed place in China?
Yes, we went there.
Yeah, everyone goes
Everyone with a fanny pack and a camcorder ends up. Yeah, exactly. The dude that you saw get kicked in the balls, which we can't show because they age restrict us if we do. He went there. Yes. Everybody goes to the Temple of Heaven. It's one of the biggest tourist sites in Beijing.
Yeah.
So I think the significance behind it is that Xi Jinping hasn't taken a leader there before.
Yeah, sure. But it's just the way they made it sound so mystical.
Yes.
Magical.
It's exactly the same as if Donald Trump decided to take any leader to the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
It's the same deal. It's a tourist spot. Everyone can go there.
It's not a big deal.
It's not some secret hidden thing.
But everyone saw that.
Yeah.
Everyone saw that. Everyone saw the conversations, the pageantry.
Yeah, the security guards trying to stop the press from going out there to film. You know, we've all seen that stuff. There were a couple of foibles, and I just want to quickly cover them.
Yeah, sure. Please do.
Very quickly.
Make this big.
Okay, yeah, I'll do this. There we are. So there are a couple of things that happened behind the scenes. Number one, when the press were trying to get in to film the initial meeting inside the Great Hall, the press from the White House press was supposed to go in there, but not anyone else at that specific time. But the Chinese, some Chinese members of press and Secret Service or something were bustling in with them, and there was a hot mic moment where the guy was like, "Get the F out of my way," or whatever. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second thing was at that Temple of Heaven thing, they're all waiting to go out to film. But the Chinese security wouldn't let them out, the press, even though they were supposed to.
That's right, I saw that, yeah.
And so there was a scuffle, and the press actually had to say, like, get out of the way, like, go. And they actually, like, muscled their way through.
They just tried to stymie.
Yeah, they tried to stop
the American coverage.
And there was another incident where a Secret Service member wasn't allowed, they wouldn't let him in because he had his weapon on him. And there was like a half an hour back and forth.
Job.
That's his job, yeah. And finally they resolved it. But there've been a couple of these little like spats and incidents happening during the whole time. Anyway, let's carry on to see what they did other than these official things that we know about.
Yes, because that's boring.
Yeah, what else did they get up to?
Let's see. That's what everyone wants to know. That's the burning question.
Yes.
They visited a Chinese dinner show.
Oh.
Let's have a look. Don't know if I'd like to see that. They also visited a Chinese history museum. My favorite piece from that was actually this. You can pause that here.
Oh, this is a famous photo. What does it say?
It's framed in the history museum. You know how we have Smithsonian?
Yep.
China's got their own version in Beijing.
Yeah, what does it say?
It says Chinese men trying to escape China while Mao is sleeping in 1979. A very famous photo. You can see the men trying to escape.
Yeah, they're trying to be real quiet.
Terrible dictatorship, right?
Yes,
He's having a nap.
Yeah.
He's having a little sleep. They're like, I'm out.
That's a pretty good museum piece, yeah. Okay, what else we get?
They went to China's farms.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you like to see?
Oh, the chicken farms.
Yeah.
I
don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah.
Close enough.
The stream farms, you see.
Yeah.
This is China's agricultural industry here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see they're very agricultural country here.
For sure.
Unemployment's at an all-time high.
It is.
It's actually the economy is doing horrible. I don't know why people are saying China holds any cards in any situation when your economy is tanking through the ground.
Yep.
So that's what people are forced to do to entertain and to make some money. This guy's got it down pat.
Yeah, it's pretty good what he did here.
It's pretty good what he did here. But it did remind me of something. All those people addicted to their phones.
Yeah, you know, we have a problem these days in today's society with everyone stuck in their phones and addicted to the algorithm. We have a solution. This is our solution. Oh, I see. I have to go back a second here. Give me a second. This is our solution, everybody. Our solution is raising awareness about it, okay? People are losing their lives basically to the algorithm. And when I say that, I mean it's dominating their life. Everywhere they go, they're scrolling. In the bathroom, they're scrolling. When they're out in public, they're scrolling. When they're at school,
I've noticed
they're scrolling.
the degradation of real human-to-human interactions because people are bored with talking to people that don't say exactly what they want to hear because that's what AI does, right? Yeah. It's bad. It's getting bad. Short-form media, it's ripping people apart. So
we like to start this conversation with this awesome design, which is completely hand-drawn by our in-house artist, Dragonilla, and it looks fantastic. And it's a good conversation starter because what you have here is you have the hand machine ghost, the Shoji Kong, which in Chinese means phone addict, okay? Or hand machine ghost, because a Shoji is a phone in China, means hand machine, and you're a ghost because it's sucking the life out of you.
Yes.
So the hand machine ghost dying breath design, which is now available on T-shirts and posters and stickers and all that kind of stuff, shows
hoodies.
Yeah, hoodies, the whole whack. It actually shows the hand machine ghost having his soul sucked out into the algorithm, even his dying breath.
Like you said, completely hand-drawn.
Yes.
And there was no AI used. We do not use AI in our merchandise. Of course, we want to support artists.
Yes.
Specifically our in-house artists. And we are very proud of this design. And what's most important to point out here is this is ultra limited run.
Yes.
This is super, super limited. Grab it now. Grab a bunch of them before they hit resellers because you'll just get ripped off. Plus, you'll help support the channel as well.
Yep. So I'll quickly read. It says, dying breath is the last gasp of humanity drained through screens. As the sun sets on human ingenuity, the warning is clear. The machine is not coming for us someday. It's feeding on us now. Wake up, look up, don't become another ghost trapped in the glow.
And that's available on thechinashow.threadless.com. Super limited.
Yeah.
It's going away soon.
Yeah, don't miss out because our last ghost, hand machine ghost, is done, and that was very popular. A lot of people missed out on it.
People are charging $150 on eBay for it. So
yeah, which is silly.
Don't do that.
No.
Buy this. Buy
Please.
the new one.
Go ahead to thechinashow.threadless.com, pick one up. We would love to see you support the show by wearing one. And it's kind of even divorced from the China Show.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
just you can wear it. It's not about like, oh, it's the China Show merch. It's to start that conversation, you know, that whole thing about how social media is overtaking us all in the algorithm.
We love it.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on with this this little tour that they're having.
They examined China's famous black soybeans, which is a special commodity.
Oh, let's take a look.
In China.
Oh yes, you mean the soybeans where they just add paint?
Oh yes.
That literally looks like automotive paint to me.
Yeah.
Look, the fact that he has a little stirring stick as well.
Yeah.
you know. Oh well, you know. Take soybeans, add paint. There you got black soybeans.
So it's good that they examined those. Hopefully we don't end up with them.
Yeah.
here in the U.S.
Exactly.
As a trade deal.
Oh, watch a match of China's national sport?
That's right. China's national sport, spit fu, as you guys know.
Ah, yes, spit fu.
No hands are thrown. There's no physical
Because
contact.
that would be, you can get into trouble if you punch someone or hit someone, but you will not get into trouble if you spit on someone in China.
Spit right on their open mouth. And you know, the people, they lined up to get front row seats there. So that guy in his motorcycle is like, I want to see this close up.
Yeah.
I want to feel the spray.
Yeah, I think he's going to regret that because didn't he take his bottle from him?
Yeah, you know, like when you're at
well, yeah, you run out of saliva. You need to replenish it with synthetic saliva, which is just water.
And you know, at a theme park, when you go down that water flume, that log flume, and the people stand on the bridge to get soaked. That's what the guy on the motorcycle is doing.
Okay, then join in on a very progressive gender reveal party. Okay, what's this? That's pretty cool.
It is very progressive, but also very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Terrible for the environment.
Yes.
Breathe in the fresh air of Beijing. Of course, we can check the AQI, which was 151.
This is the actual on the day, right?
No, this is, I believe, was today. It was worse on the day, actually.
It was
158.
So it was 150. I know, like from the shots that we saw, all the close-ups. Now, if you know about cameras and you know about filming, you can make it look a lot better than what it is with specific lenses and whatever else, okay, and the cameras you use. But the wide shots where they were showing like the streets of Beijing, it was very smoggy.
Yes.
You could tell.
It was like 158 apparently.
Okay.
So unhealthy air. Breathe that in. Of course, a classic little video. You can see within 20 minutes what happens sometimes in Beijing, actually very often. The smog rolls in, it gets apocalyptic. In fact, the Monday projection, and if you guys are watching on Monday, it'll be that day. A lot of you guys watch on Monday. It's going to be in the 250s.
Wow.
Hazardous.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Apparently Beijing hit 115-degree weather. What happened on the streets? Just like,
wow. They still made it do that.
They're still up. They're still doing it.
115 is wild.
Yeah.
Check out China's famous wet markets.
Oh, yeah. They went for around Beijing, you know.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because there may be a killdozer.
Yeah.
You can, check out the wet markets. Enough said,
What
Check
on
it out.
earth is that?
You can
dude?
smell.
That dude's, man, he's hard up, isn't he?
I hope not.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
examine China's accessibility for the blind.
Yes,
China's very
that's
good at that. You can see that. Those are the blind walkway.
That was something that they decided to do years ago. And it was like, okay, we're going to show how forward thinking we are.
Well, they copied from Japan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're going to put these tactile, sidewalk paths for blind people or visually impaired. But they do it very haphazardly. As you can see here, this one leads to a trap.
There was... There was one we saw, and we saw them in real life. They would just go in circles.
Yeah, because they had to do some road repairs or something. Yes. They just put the tiles back in random order, so it'd be look like Tetris or something.
Yes. Yeah. And also, we saw them lead into barbed wire.
Yes, and also into sheer fall of stairs and whatever. Yeah.
There's another thing here. You can see an example here. Blind woman. Gets run over. So he says, "What are you doing? Can't you see where you're going?"
Yeah. So she says, "I'm walking on the blind path."
He says, "What blind path? The path for blind people." He's riding. He's supposed to be on the road.
Yeah. Where's my cane?
Trying to set up for, It's a people forward country. Yes. Walking on the blind path. It's the blind path, right? Just second guessing yourself.
Yep. Well, that's the thing is, you can see he doesn't even know what that was.
This is my first time in Beijing. I'm going to Beijing. So again, they're in Beijing doing the tour, examining the blind roads.
You might be thinking, why is she filming? Well, it's like a dash cam.
Yeah.
If you're blind, you need to have a record of what happened. Yeah. Anyway, so what's happening over here? Oh, they can go clamming for China's abundant seafood.
That's
I like
right.
That.
Check it out.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're wondering what's going on here, we've seen this firsthand.
Yes.
Now, when you go to tourist sites, they'll have you can come to this place and then you can actually go find your own clams in the sand. But because none exist anymore, because quite literally they've all been taken, there's nothing left, it's been stripped. They have to buy clams and go and throw them there for the tourists to dig up.
These are cockles. So they throw them in the sand.
Yes.
so that the tourists don't feel disappointed.
Yeah,
Because there is no wildlife in China.
No.
It's all overfished.
It's all gone. It's all gone. In fact, look, we've got an actual story about that. When we filmed Conquering Northern China, we went to that, what was that place called again?
Rongjing.
Rongjing, yeah. So part of the whole thing is, like, we went there to go and see oysters and stuff. And we had seen that a BBC documentary had been filmed there a number of years before called Wild China. And part of the scenery, that's what made us go there, is we were looking at places to go, and we saw that
that specific place,
yes. Yeah, that's that specific one. Obviously, most of the things we found by ourselves, but
it.
we were like, we want to check this area out because it's on the coast and they've got very interesting houses.
The houses
there.
are cool.
So in the BBC documentary, they showed the people waking up like before the crack of dawn, going to the beach and getting the wild cockles out of the sand. So we asked the kind of village leader who was showing us around, we asked him, hey, we saw that. Like, what's that all about? And he's like, no, we actually went and put them in the sand for the BBC first so they could film us, like, picking them out.
Yep.
That's just how it works in China.
Yep.
He was just, he didn't care.
Everything up.
Mr. Xu, and he's, like, smoking his cigarette. He's like, no, we just put them in there because there are none there.
And so he goes, you want to do that? And we're like, no, we're never going to film fake stuff.
We're not, yeah, exactly. But it just shows you know,
apparently we have more integrity than some people.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like BBC wants to show how like amazing China is with this wildlife that doesn't exist. Anyway, that was so stupid. Okay, grab a Chinese snack. What kind of Chinese snack we have in here? Oh,
so these are barbecue sticks. There's nothing on them except the seasoning. They grill bamboo with no meat, no vegetables, just the stick.
Oh.
You get to put the chili, the cumin, you know, the salt and seasoning, scallions. And then if you're on a diet, you can just... This kind of thing, by the way, is like relatively popular.
Remember the
we covered the stones. They actually cook stones, like actual stones, in garlic and chili oil and stuff.
And then, you suck the stone, yeah.
And it's like... I guess you could call it a weight loss food. I guess.
No, it's a poverty food.
Yeah.
You know, like it was back in the day when everyone was starving.
I'm saying now.
Yeah, but that's why they did it in the first place. And now it's like, oh, let's do this. This, on the other hand, is dumb, obviously. But you get the barbecue flavor.
Yeah, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. You know what I always worried about when I was in China, because I know it happens, is you eat those barbecue sticks and you throw them away. They reuse that stuff, dude. They just pick them up and then they take them off the table and they just like rinse it off and put new meat.
Of course.
And you know, wood is porous.
On those. Yeah.
And so like all the bacteria, everything's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is just, I guess this will be one of those fads. I mean, this is not widespread or anything. It's just like fun.
It's in Changsha, I believe.
Yeah. It looks more like in Chengdu. Anyway, he looks like a Chung dude.
Enjoy China's specialties like sea cucumber and sausage. So a sea cucumber?
It's very sought after in China. It's very expensive.
Ah, crap. What are they doing here? Oh, no. Oh, no. They're making sea cucumber. You know, it's supposed to be an animal.
Yeah. Of course they are.
Of course, because China's fake food industry, they fake eggs. Yeah. They faked rice.
Yep.
They sold plastic rice.
Yeah. I mean, look, and it looks real, right? They do a good job. And I've got to say, they're very, very good at being craftsmen when it comes to making fakes.
Yeah, but what do you think that's made of?
I don't know,
You better believe this isn't good for you.
Yeah, gelatin compound.
Because they think this is like... because of sausage. This is a sausage, Chinese sausage, obviously with a wound in it.
Yes.
That is disgusting.
It's pretty bad.
That is vile. You have a wound in your sausage.
I don't want to eat
Your sausage should not feel pain.
Do you think she ate the other part that didn't have the wound?
You always ask that. Every time we show something like this, you're like, how much you want to bet they ate the other part?
I think she did.
I don't know. I don't know. You can finish with a selection of China's desserts.
Okay. Let's see.
So this is looks like a Babaozhou, yeah?
Yes, it is.
So this is like an eight treasure cake type, basically. Babaogan. So they
were like, oh, why can't we eat this? What's going on?
I can't scoop a piece off. What's going on?
It's still in the plastic.
They literally put it in the bowl with plastic.
So they gave them like a microwave dinner, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Now look, we got to get back to the serious stuff.
Yeah. I figure we'd sprinkle it in.
Well, here's one thing you have to understand about China is that China is sneaky. The Chinese government is sneaky. They say one thing and do another every single time. They will literally be saying like, oh, we are your friends while stealing from you at the same time. Or, like, let's work together on business while murdering you at the same time. Yeah. They just whatever. So The Chinese government has the strictest control over the internet out of any country in the entire world. You know, maybe North Korea, but they get their technology from China. So
North Korea and China are both completely restricted authoritarian countries. China just has more money.
Yes. So here's the thing, and we know this from experience. The Chinese government can stop any topic from being discussed on the internet like this.
Yeah.
They can take keywords, they can take names.
They do.
I mean, they've done stupid things like take entire like street names. You can't even search that anymore. You know, they'll take like certain words.
Street.
Yeah, certain words that you cannot say, certain people you cannot talk about. So they can outright block it so that when you try to post something, it cannot be posted anywhere on the internet. And they can also censor and remove things very quickly. But one thing they did not censor or remove during this trip was this mockery of Trump and mockery of the USA.
Which is very poor form because they do that. They always block anything ahead of political meetings and stuff. And they let it run rampant.
You cannot type Xi Jinping. You cannot type his name.
China during the summit, China disrespected America and Americans so poorly.
Yeah.
So badly. And it's just offensive.
Yeah, it's humiliating if you think about it to China for them to behave in such a poor manner.
It is.
It makes them look petty.
In 2020 hindsight, you're going to look back and be like, they did that?
Yeah.
Terrible partner.
Yeah, first of all, let's just quickly touch on that Thucydides trap thing that everybody's going on about. You know, that was the first thing that Xi Jinping said, you know, during the meeting was like, let's not fall into the Thucydides trap. Which, you know, if you don't know what that is, it's just this philosophical idea that when you've got a rising power and you've got an established power, inevitably they will go to war, you know?
As one is falling, one's rising.
Yes, exactly.
So in Xi Jinping's mind, it's China's rising, America's falling.
Yes.
That's what he's insinuating.
Exactly. He said that straight to the face of all the delegates and everyone, you know, which is very poor taste.
You have China, literally, the leader of China said America is a failing state.
Yeah. Well,
is that diplomatic?
Absolutely not. But, you know, whatever the case, he went out and he said this nonsense, which, again, is in very poor taste. And for China to think that America is a declining power and they are a rising power is just ridiculous if you look at the actual facts right now. If you look at the financial...
That's projection.
It is. It's
that's
literally...
Projection!
Yeah. I just wanted to get it out of the way because it was very rude of him to say that. But more importantly, in 2015, Xi Jinping said there's no such thing as that. Thucydides, sorry, my Greek pronunciation sucks, but Thucydides trap. I know how to say Malacca or whatever, in a couple of Greek words here and there. But, you know, the Thucydides trap is not existence. Okay? It means wanker.
Okay, that's cool. Nice.
So... he said that
I like the Greeks.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I love Greeks. You know? They're some of my best friends growing up. Yeah. So he was like, "This isn't a thing. You know, we're not rivals or anything like that." But for him to now completely do a 180, of course, it's very normal because China, what they say is bullshit every time. They're liars, as we're going to prove to you in a minute. So there was that whole thing, but then also to allow this open mockery to continue on their most censored internet in the world, it shows that they endorse it. Because the Chinese government has to put their stamp of approval to allow anything to be discussed on the internet.
Yeah, I'll just read a couple of these.
Yeah, please do.
Xi Jinping's Partners Not Rivals speech in the Great Hall of the People was a masterclass in CCP theater, right? I'll get into some examples of what the people were saying. Yeah, it's like he's trying to be diplomatic, right?
Yeah.
So here's some of the stuff that was said online,
and able to go viral. By the way,
it should have been deleted according to China's normal, circumstance.
Yes.
America has lost its swagger. They're nothing but a paper tiger. The U.S. economy is in bad shape. They'll look up to us from now on. Trump came to China, so we won the tariff war. Trump, you're welcome to visit China and learn from us. The U.S. is no longer a country that we look up to. We can now compete with them with confidence and strength. In China, political content like this never goes viral.
No.
Never goes viral.
Absolutely not.
You're not allowed to do this unless it's outside of a political meeting. Of course, they let people dunk on like their enemies, perceived enemies.
Yes.
They've been teaching Chinese people that America's the enemy the entire time.
Of course.
But during this meeting, they never allow this.
No, they are so hypersensitive during these big meetings that pretty much everything gets shut down. But apparently, mockery of the US.
China and Xi Jinping are getting so cocky.
They really are.
So cocky.
So cocky. Now, here's another thing that's an insult, is that leading up to it, and I believe this is the 12th, so... what?
Somebody said, if the Thucydides trap is real,
yes,
and China's on the rise and the U.S. is declining, Xi Jinping's got some tall shoes to fill.
He certainly does. The newspapers, China Daily, would not show Trump on the front page all the way up to the lead up to this, and they only put him on the front page, I believe, on the 14th. I think yesterday.
Yeah.
When we looked.
Yeah.
It's the first time.
Dude, it's the biggest thing that ever happened.
This particular one, I think, is the 12th. Okay, so this is already landed or whatever. There's no mention of Trump on the front page of the China Daily.
Tajikistan made it.
Yeah, they made it on the front, strangely enough. Here's another one. What? Okay. You're just looking at the front page, which doesn't have Trump on it. If you go and you can historically look through... What?
Where did you get this image? All right, forget it.
It doesn't matter. Okay. What? It's true to life.
It is. This was the front page, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay. Front page. So you couldn't find Trump anywhere. So this is another big sign of disrespect. If the actual state media wasn't putting him on the headlines leading up to the visit and only put him in like after the big meeting had happened, it's kind of insulting as well. Because everywhere else in the world, the main headlines was all about this Trump and Xi meeting. You saw it everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
What?
What?
No, go ahead.
And I mean, and the same thing, they were like, oh, China's willing to work with the US, but will never compromise on principles, nor will it make any concessions on major issues, including national sovereignty, security, and whatever the one China policy, all that kind of crap. That's the kind of stuff that was being put out in the news. So it's just kind of anything to do with America was still just nasty rhetoric.
Yeah, like isn't it Thucydides?
Whatever it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to get top marks for pronunciation.
Not on the Greek word.
No. Other than Malacca, I think I'm getting it pretty good.
Okay.
Straits of Malacca, you know?
The
bunch of straight dudes wanking around.
Oh, whoa! All right.
Yeah. A new Chinese spelling of Rubio sidesteps. Yeah, we already spoke about this. Okay, so we can skip past that.
Yes.
That's just absurd.
It is.
Okay, so now let's get onto your segment here. Because, guys, we've heard about, they're having a trade deal. And I got to just preface all of this is that whatever China has promised or said they're going to do in the meeting, they won't. They are liars, and nothing that the Chinese government has promised to do has ever come to fruition.
No.
And if it has, it's been like a small, insignificant thing.
Yeah.
So let's...
Small.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm going to hand it to you.
Sure. So...
You know what I'm saying?
So here's the deal. There's all these things talking about future deals. And I just felt like people need to be aware of what China hasn't done or broken just fairly recently, really, right? I think that's important. So agriculture, right? Mm-hmm. Manufacturing, energy, services. They promised to purchase $200 billion of U.S. stuff, to make it super simple. U.S. stuff, right?
Yeah, like energy, agriculture, what.
They only hit 58% of that. And that was from 2020 to 2021. Okay. So there was a deficit of $84 billion that they didn't pay.
Yeah. So they couldn't even do that.
No, that was the first agreement. So there's one broken promise.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's continue.
All right. Yeah. Let's do it.
Next up, we have some structural commitments. Let's look at this. So this is what was, I'm gonna say what was promised and then what didn't happen. Okay. So IP protection was supposed to happen. China has stolen trillions of dollars of American ingenuity.
That still is.
Still is. Sorry, I shouldn't use past tense.
Yeah, they've never stopped and they never will.
So they had commitments. They said, we're going to stop doing this. If we're going to be a good trade partner, we're going to make sure that our people and our government stop doing this.
When they joined the WTO all the way back in the day, they made a massive promise that they were going to crack down and stop all of the fake Louis Vuittons and fake Nikes or whatever. No, it's only ramped up.
Yeah. Commitments existed. The implementation was blocked. The reason that they blocked implementation of this and didn't stop IP theft, it's literally CCP doctrine from the top to steal IP. The current mandate of the Chinese government is to steal as much IP as possible by a certain date.
Yeah.
It's not a hypothesis.
It's out there in the public.
Yes.
They cannot survive without stealing because unfortunately the way Chinese society works is it doesn't favor creativity and ingenuity. It favors loopholes and, gaming the system. And so, you've got all these incredibly talented people, but they're talented at doing what they're told. They're not talented at making up new things. So that's why they constantly have to come to places like America and the West to steal ideas.
Correct. So during this phase 1 agreement, that didn't happen, right?
Yes.
Forced tech transfer. So China sends spies over to steal military technology, computer technology, AI technology, everything that the US does.
And forced tech transfer is when they allow people to do business in China.
Correct.
But then they're like, listen, we have to do a joint venture.
Yes.
And if you're going to do business here, you have to tell us your
Correct. That's what I was about to
secrets.
say. So they send those people to do that here.
Yeah.
But even easier is when you're operating your business out of China.
Right.
And they come knocking on your door and they said, we'll have what you're making. And you say no. And they say, bye, you got an exit ban, you're going to jail, and you're not going to be able to do business here, and we're going to take it anyway.
Yes.
They didn't stop that.
Yeah.
They continue to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Agricultural market access was only partially honored.
Yeah, they've got massive tariffs on American beef and all that kind of stuff, like 77% or some nonsense like that.
And allowing U.S. financial services to operate within China. China has a closed system of everything.
Yes,
right?
you cannot invest in the Chinese stock market.
No. Also, running your own financial service for Chinese customers is out of the question.
Yes.
It's absolutely out of the question. That might change with Visa.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
So all those they're basically not honored.
Remember, this was stuff that they said that they would do, but they haven't.
Yep.
Okay.
Got a couple more here.
Mm-hmm.
Hong Kong.
Yes.
Hong Kong to me was a big one because Hong Kong is the kind of conduit to get into China, right? To access the Chinese market. And it's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be open, right?
Yes.
Hong Kong was supposed to operate with 50 years of autonomy.
Yes.
Xi Jinping said, absolutely not. This is not going to happen. The rest of the world said, what are you talking about? Hong Kongers took to the streets. More than half the country went to the street.
Yes.
And they said, no, we will be our own territory. Yes, we're under Chinese rule in terms of the PLA can have jurisdiction of this, but we have our own system. We have our own language. We have our own currency. We have our own judicial system.
Freedom of speech.
We have freedom of speech. We have our own education system, and all that stuff was operating.
Yes.
It was good.
It was a beautiful, beautiful place.
One of the best places in the world.
Absolutely. One of my favorite places in the entire world is Hong Kong.
China goes, no, we're going to implement something called the 2020 National Security Law. And basically what that did was say anybody that is trying to operate Hong Kong like a democracy is a threat to national security, and it's a crime.
Yeah, so they removed everybody out of government. They installed the people that they wanted, and they started to arrest people for freedom of speech and whatever under this national security law. I mean, we all know Jimmy Lai is languishing in jail, even though he's an elderly, sick man.
Yep.
And for what? Just for having a newspaper that spoke the truth and reported the truth.
Now, if you have an opinion that differs from Beijing, if you have a connecting flight in Hong Kong, you could be in trouble.
Yes.
I like to say this, Hong Kong is effectively a part of mainland China now. And that's 27 years too early.
Yes.
They broke the agreement.
They did.
So here's another broken promise. Mm-hmm. And that's a financial hub that the world relies on to be free.
Yes, and so now they use that sort of financial international system to trick people by registering Hong Kong companies, which are actually just mainland CCP companies. And they're like, no, we're not, we can bypass sanctions or whatever. They do all that nonsense.
Yeah, this is one that you reminded me of. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that people are forgetting what happened. China, in a lab, released COVID on the world.
Yes.
Told its citizens that nothing was happening.
Yep.
Arrested and silenced the doctors that tried to warn people and save people's lives.
Yes.
They stopped domestic flights and domestic travel within China, but allowed international travel.
Yes, from the hotspot.
So it could spread around the world. And millions of people died.
Yes.
Millions of people died.
Correct.
Everyone knows someone that's connected to someone that died. You know, within degrees, right, of separation. This devastated the world, and even if you think it wasn't that big of a deal, there's differing opinions on this. What was a big deal is that it forever changed the global economy in the way the world works.
And everybody had to go through all that BS about getting vaccinated and having to wear masks and distancing and all that.
And children didn't get to go to school and have social interactions.
Yeah, that is China's fault. And I mean, anyone who tries to pretend, it's like, I don't know, some Fauci this or some deep state that, no. Doesn't matter who was doing the research. You can go down a rabbit hole. What matters is that China lied about it. China cordoned off Wuhan, didn't allow anyone to fly out of Wuhan within China. They knew They knew, but they allowed them to fly to the rest of the world. And then they still used their leverage in the WHO to tell the WHO that there was no human-to-human transfer when they already knew that there was.
For sure. I do think like everyone's has a valid reasoning to look into who was connected to what.
Correct.
Like, on that, and
I'm
that's
not
fine.
saying,
but I understand what you're saying.
It's still China's fault.
You're not saying that didn't happen. What you're saying is that you can't discount the fact that China knew something was happening.
Yes.
It was released in Wuhan.
Yes.
And they allowed it to continue.
Yes. It's like if somebody is keeping a dangerous animal in a cage, you're like, listen, dude, I got this tiger that like I illegally am raising or something, but it's very dangerous. You have a cage, keep it for me under lock and key, and then they just leave the door open. And then when it escapes and is like murdering everyone in the neighborhood, they're like, no, it's still fine, it's safe.
Yeah.
It's their fault that this stuff spread. Yeah. And it's the way they handled it that actually made it spread that far and that wide and caused that much devastation. You know what I mean?
But we're over that. We're not allowed to criticize that anymore.
What else did China do? What's this?
That's what do you mean?
This is something else.
No, it's not.
This is
sorry. This is the fentanyl thing.
Yes.
We'll just brush through this quick. Basically, they've pledged to say that we're going to stop the flow of drugs.
How many times have they said that?
They're the ones that do it.
Yeah,
they do it.
They're like, oh yeah, we'll maybe consider stop doing this bad thing. This huge problem that has killed more Americans than all foreign wars that you guys have been in.
100,000 people died of
per year
overdoses at the peak per year.
Yeah. It's more than the foreign wars, It's crazy. And this is something that people really need to remember is that China's behind this. They're the villains in this story. They are the ones supplying the precursors and sending them to the cartels.
Do you think they don't want that to happen?
They do want that because it's this weird idea of getting revenge for the opium wars that they have. It's this crazy notion. And it's a great way for them to cause chaos and to disrupt
China's
other
ultimate
countries.
goal is to disrupt democracies like the U.S. so that they can plant their roots here and take over.
So every single time, and it doesn't seem to matter what president or what government goes to China and they're like, listen, we need you to help stop the fentanyl exporting and all that. And they're like, yes, we'll help crack down on it. And they say that. And then they don't do anything.
They do token arrests and stuff.
Yeah, but then they don't do anything really about it.
Later, yeah.
Yes.
They'll be like, oh, and then it builds up again.
They just let it go.
Yeah.
And, they always have excuses about how it's like, it's like not us doing it. But it's actually the government that's behind it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because China is so ruthless when it comes to drugs, and anyone producing drugs in China, we went all around. They literally have signs with people with guns like, we will kill you if we find that you have drugs.
Yeah.
They are very ruthless when it comes to drugs. They can stop it like that. They have the ability, but they allow it to flow.
They do.
Anyway, so they've broken their promise multiple times on the fentanyl thing.
Yes. What do we got here?
This is
that's the COVID.
This is the COVID. Yeah, we just got them the other way around.
Mixed up. I have it on my monitor.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and the last thing here. This is very recent stuff. Volt, Salt, and Flax Typhoon. Such crazy names, aren't they?
Yeah.
But this is
Flax Typhoon sounds lame.
It sounds like a health thing.
Yeah, exactly.
This is very terrifying. Volt Typhoon is a Chinese government operation that hacked American power grids, water systems, ports and maritime places, telecoms networks, and transportation to establish long-term access, remain undetected, enable disruption or destructive attacks if directed. So they could literally turn off the U.S. if there's some sort of conflict in the future. That is not a partner. That is not a strategic trading partner. That is an adversary. I'm sorry to say this. That's an enemy.
Absolutely.
That's an enemy.
This is 100%.
Salt Typhoon targeted telecom networks, telecom towers. They compromise carrier infrastructure and core network systems, fiber optic cables, so the access to the backbone routes and undersea cable landing stations.
Yes.
Call logs and metadata, lawful intercept systems. And the goal is to steal communications, enable surveillance, support espionage, and identify high-value targets. Then you had Flax Typhoon, the health version.
Yes.
They built botnets and persistent access. So they hacked routers all around the country. You can look into this.
Yep.
IP cameras, Internet of Things devices like smart TVs and stuff.
Yes,
that was a huge target, and the fridges and all that stuff.
Yep.
And then botnet operations. Their goal was to build massive botnets, mask operations, launch cyber attacks, and pivot to other targets.
Yes.
This is enemy behavior.
Of course it's enemy behavior.
Is outlandish to even think that China is some sort of friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's absurd.
What?
It's absurd. Yeah.
So I just want to finish off with this. While this was, you can explain it.
Okay. So we've seen two very different approaches. And, you know, this is the unfortunate thing is it's difficult when you're talking politics, but we've seen two very different approaches. When we saw Trump and Xi Jinping meet, we saw President Trump being very diplomatic, very cordial,
the whole
we're great friends, respect you, you know, it's beautiful. These annoying bouncing kids are beautiful, and et cetera, et cetera. Xi Jinping's like, let's not fall into this Thucydides trap, okay?
Thucydides.
I'm just gonna the trap.
The trap.
Let's not fall into the trap, because you're a weak power and we're rising.
Yeah.
And then they go and they have their meeting. Okay. As soon as the meeting ended, the press tried to talk to President Trump and various other people, and they were like, you know, what was the deal with Taiwan? It's like, no, we didn't really talk about it, or he didn't even say anything. He didn't say anything about it when he was asked. He didn't even answer. And then later he said, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm not going to tell you. Only I know what's going to happen with that. Something along those lines. But you know what? Immediately after the meeting, this is what the actual press release was from China. Mao Ning, who's the foreign spokesperson, went to Twitter and put this out. Said, President Xi stressed to President Trump that the Taiwan question is the most important issue in China-U.S. relations. If it is handled poorly, the bilateral relationship will enjoy If it is handled properly, the bilateral relationship will enjoy overall stability. Otherwise, the two countries will have clashes and even conflicts.
This is a threat.
Putting the entire relationship in great jeopardy. So before we even continue with this, that is a threat, saying that, you know, you're going to do what we say when it comes to this Taiwan thing. If you don't, we're going to have conflicts. In other words,
America was nice and China threatened us.
Yeah. You know, seriously, when President Trump, he didn't talk about it, and then he was like, well, you know, that's just for me to say. I'm not going to talk about it.
He didn't step on any toes.
No, but they're like, we will kill you.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying. Yeah. We will attack
America is going to die.
Yeah, we will.
You support Taiwan.
Yeah, and it's like Taiwan independence and cross-strait peace are as irreconcilable as fire and water. Safeguarding peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait is the biggest common denominator between China and the U.S. And
no, that's only yours, China.
Yes.
That's only you, boy.
And you can see the thing underneath. Sorry, I'll get us out of here. I'm being stupid. We're too big. It says President Xi Jinping to President Donald J. Trump in Beijing, May 14, 2026. So this is something that he said to President Trump, is this exact thing. So China came straight out. They've been very rude, basically, the whole time. Think about it. They're like, you're declining, you know. Let's not get into this war because, you know, you kind of suck and we're getting, you know, strong. Then it's like, you know, we will kill you if you don't do what we say. We will attack you, basically. There will be conflicts. They said it right there. Clashes and conflicts. You know, if you don't follow along with our thing. They've been very, like I said, just very rude and blunt about this whole thing. Well, President Trump has been nothing but lavishing praise on Xi Jinping and China the entire time. It's very one-sided.
Yeah.
It's not nice to see.
No.
You know what I mean?
I do want to cap this off by saying, like, if there's no clear winners or losers in this scenario because nothing technically has been signed at all. I don't think anything massive, like of massive consequence, came out of this yet.
Oh, but before you continue, there was.
There's a snowstorm?
Yeah, sorry, there was a freak snowstorm.
They're still there.
Yeah.
Poor kids.
Yeah. Sorry, anyway, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, I just want to say, to cap it off, you might want our analysis. I don't think anything of massive consequence was decided or signed at all. A lot of this was pageantry.
Yes.
We'll obviously keep you up. We don't usually cover this kind of like leader-to-leader politics stuff because we like to show you what's actually happening in China. But this happened in China.
This is the China show.
This is the China show. And we don't think that this is, at least I don't think that anything groundbreaking has occurred yet.
No.
We hope that their level heads will prevail.
Yes, it's impossible to know what exactly was talked about behind closed doors.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I do want to put it out there that China's never been a good partner.
No.
And I don't see how they would be now. And if you want me to be very brutal and blunt,
yes,
which I will be.
Yes.
If you want to win, and I'm talking to Americans in the West in general, and our allies, Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to win, don't partner up with China right now.
No.
They're on the decline. They are that trap.
Yes.
It's the other way around.
It is the other way around.
Don't partner with them. There is nothing to benefit from this.
Yes.
Right? If you want them to win and you want China to lose, and that's blunt, then you can't partner with China.
Yeah.
Someone from Hong Kong said something.
Oh, yeah.
A very wise man.
Yeah, he did.
Don't trust China. China is asshole.
And I'll end it there.
Yeah, I do have one more thing to just discuss quickly, and that is
sneak in the last word. Why don't you?
You know, they call me last word Winston or whatever. Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm always getting in the last word.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
What? I mean, but I get in the last word though.
It's only lame if you're trying to do that.
Oh yeah, but it's just natural.
If you do get it, it's fine.
It's just natural. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Chinese students thing.
Yeah.
Because that came up in the post interview.
Good point.
You know, President Trump was asked about the Chinese students and farmlands because, you know, it's, you know, let's just put it this way. It's impossible for any American or any foreign national to buy any land in China.
Yeah.
It's impossible for Chinese people to buy land in China.
Yeah, it's a
Never
communist
mind.
country.
It's just, you know, you can't. But of course, the Chinese Communist Party is buying up land all around America and in sensitive spots near, you know, bases and so on. And it doesn't seem like there's a satisfactory or a good answer to that. It seems like it might continue, which is bad.
Who knows?
It's bad. It's not a good policy. It doesn't matter what's said. That's a bad.
I'm just saying, I don't know if it will go through.
Yeah, it's just bad. But the students thing was talked about. And President Trump is talking about bringing 500,000 students, Chinese students here to help the universities. Now, from a monetary point of view, yes, you're going to get tuition. It will help the financials of those universities. Only the bigger ones, really. I mean, that's where they aim to go. Most Chinese students don't want to go to smaller universities. But I just wanted to put this out there. Currently, there's 300,000 odd foreign students from China in the US. And bringing in another 500,000 is a lot. We're getting close to 1 million people. You know how many students, American students, are in China at the moment?
How many?
Around 800. That is a big imbalance.
That's not like give and take.
No. I'm sorry, but if you've got less than 1,000 US students in China, in Chinese universities right now, but getting on close to 1 million Chinese students here, something is wrong. There's some kind of massive grab happening, you know? And there is a directive for people to come and take technology
This is
transfer.
the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
No one wants to say this, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Xi Jinping himself and the top CCP officials have stated to students that your job is to get as much stuff from America and bring it back here as possible.
Yes.
That is, it's in the law. And even if the student is unwilling, because I'd hazard, I guess most of them would be, if called by the Chinese government, they automatically become a spy.
That's why
I know it's uncomfortable.
I
I know
we
it's
see so many
uncomfortable.
cases of this happening.
But I know people don't want to say that.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah, look, it is a big issue. And things have changed because in the past, you would get a situation where a lot of Chinese students would stay on and kind of work in America and maybe integrate. And they like the idea of staying in America.
It did used to happen. I like
Yeah,
that.
but it's not like that anymore. Now
I mean,
the majority...
You do, of course, get good people. Though.
Yeah, but right now, the majority of Chinese students, they come here and they have a goal in mind. They get a certain amount of research or they get access to whatever they need to get access to. And when they're done, they don't stay in America. They go back to China with their knowledge and they start companies in China and they start, you know, working in China and bringing the knowledge that they
It's part of their goal, the CCP's goal.
Yeah, back into China. So what you're doing is you're enabling basically a big, almost like a
wall,
just a massive grape of all intellectual property and learning and education all at the same time. Grab everything, take it back to China.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a good idea. I got to say, just from my own experience, I think it's very unbalanced. It's very unfair. And if you had a situation where there was give and take and you had 300,000 American students in Chinese universities learning things that are useful, which unfortunately, other than
there's nothing.
Other than language and, you know, Chinese culture, like doing a shadow puppet or something, there's not much you can learn.
China has nothing to offer that's better than Western institutions.
Yes, other than some cultural things.
I don't care. That's not important to our economy.
No,
right?
no,
let's
of
be
course.
Let's be honest.
What do you mean, like learning some Peking opera and a shadow puppet's not great?
Learn the swana.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm being very facetious because I can't stand that stuff. But I just wanted to put that out there. This whole student thing, it's a bunch of BS, I'm afraid to say, like from my personal experience and point of view. And it's something that needs to be looked at because what are we doing here, guys? You know? Anyway, let's continue on, shall we?
Give us a thumbs up, by the way. If you
we would
already.
really appreciate
Hit
that.
the like button. Thanks.
So we had a very interesting very interesting show on Monday. Should we show
did
everyone?
on our Patreon.
Yeah, take a look.
Go over there, check it out.
Yeah, let's see.
Now, there has been a wide smorgasbord of amazing content on these vote clips. Some of them hilarious, some of them absolutely vile.
7、8呗。
Oh, dude.
Oh.
让我说。
I'm getting tears.
那平时你照顾他？
I can't handle this. Yeah, he's puking.
And a taxi somehow runs him over and it forces the puke out. I knew you'd like that. Not this one.
Yeah.
This haunts me.
It does.
Yeah.
Today in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to have dirty talk in bed. Open your legs widely. Show me your private part.
Yeah, so we have this thing called vote clips. Okay, so every Monday when we do the show
on Patreon.
Yeah, the Patreon show, this Shaban Ho, which is our VIP show. At the end of the show, we have what's called a vote clip. Now, we find these like horrendous clips that are sent to us, or we find them on the Chinese internet. And it's something that just goes over the line, and we can't show it here on the main show. So we let people vote. And we
For
kind
years.
of, yeah, we kind of give them an idea. Hey, this is a little bit about this and that, and then they can vote whether they want to see it or not.
Yes.
And then if they vote yes, then they get to see it. So far, we've always gotten yes.
Yes, that's the joke.
Yeah, it's kind of the joke. But here's the thing. They are gross. Some of them are over the top. Some of them are ridiculous. So we had like a leaderboard, a bracketing.
It's a tier list, a bracket list, yeah.
And actually our audience, they picked a whole bunch on the Discord and sent them to us. And man, it was so tough to get through them. So here's a warning. If you want to join and watch, remember that particular episode is super gross.
Yes.
Okay, and you have to have a very strong stomach.
But there's 200 episodes you
Yes.
get access to. We're on 201 right now.
Yes.
Years of content. If you like the China show, if you're new here, if you like what you just saw here today, you'll absolutely love our patron show.
Yes.
Number 2 is the best way to support us.
Yeah.
So if you want to go over there, check out patreon.com/ADV podcast. Why don't you show the tier real quick? There's a
you
couple
got it
tiers
there?
you can look at if you want to see this
These
show.
kind of tiers?
Yeah. The $10 tier is the half price tier. It's not live, but as soon as it's done, you can watch it. As soon as it's gone live.
Yes.
And you still get access to every other episode, the 200
Yes.
episodes. If you do join the live tier, the VIP show tier, you can vote. You get all of your questions answered. We have a drawing where we handwrite Chinese names.
Yes,
for
you get a
people
chance
that are
to
there
win a
live.
hand-drawn Chinese name, yeah.
It's you can vote on the next topic. You also submit topics of what we cover. So it's a huge, awesome. It's like a little family. We love doing the live show.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
100%.
Best way to support us. Go to patreon.com/ADV podcast. You can also gift a membership.
Yes. Oh man, one of Beijing's famous sandstorms rolled through.
We forgot to cover this. Eh?
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Let's see.
Is it actually? It's very long.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I got to tell you, I'm so sick and tired of that noise.
I am
like,
too.
I can't wait to
If
not
I
ever hear that
never,
again.
ever have to hear it again. I'd love it. By the way, don't forget to pick up the t-shirt. It is pinned in the chat right now. It's also in the description. Also want to read that Tweedle said, I loved Monday's show.
Thank
So
you.
Definitely check out the Patreon.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys, Worldview, where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China.
So this is the current administration cracking down on what's been happening in America from China. And we'll actually get into the details of that in a second. So keep going.
Yeah, let's go.
It's because some good news on that front, at least.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great video. I didn't want to play any of it because I knew we'd run really long today. So it's down in the description. But basically, this dude tested the Unitree dog robots, and they are just malware.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, remember, I mentioned it a while ago, but I was doing a lot of research and I already put together a huge segment on this. We just haven't shown it.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they were just using off-the-shelf Raspberry Pis as like the main computer inside, which had the default username and password that you could just log into it randomly on the internet. And very bad stuff. But either way, good video. Go check it out. This guy finds malware and all sorts of things. Yeah.
Very good stuff. A little homework for you guys.
Yeah, don't trust China.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So this is interesting. What's this?
This really made me angry because when my daughter was very young, we got her this toy, and it's like it's for teething, right? It's like all little babies. It's very famous. It's like a chewable giraffe toy, but it's very durable, so it lasts quite a while. And it's for teething, and they chew on it. It's very cute, and it's very famous, and it comes from France. Mm-hmm. And she actually went through 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
You know, so we've had them. They were famous, and they've been famous for a long time. In fact, they were, don't know if you put it in the picture here.
I don't think so.
Okay. But they were even in that movie, 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah.
They've been very famous.
Yes.
They're very famous, and they're classic.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing France is known for.
Chew toy.
Yeah.
It's like chew toy. It's for dogs.
Yeah.
It's like a teething toy. Yeah.
It's like probably one of France's most well-known exports.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, other than like whatever, cheese or something.
Yeah, and wine.
Yeah, and that type of thing. And French fries or whatever. Freedom fries, whatever they call
something
it.
like that.
Yeah. So problem is, it turns out that they've been secretly making them in China while saying that they're made in France. Mm-hmm. And that pissed me off a lot because
a lot of people are upset, even Chinese people.
I specifically, of course, Chinese people, like I specifically, when it comes to the health of my daughter, make sure that I don't get her made in China stuff because I've been privy to, and of course, part of the show, we see how many scandals there are. The milk powder scandal, which infants died, you know, the lead in the toys where people got sick, and dog food. The fake vaccines, all the things that they do, because there's no strict whatever board that checks everything, you know, for quality.
There's just corruption.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want my infant daughter chewing on a potentially hazardous, you know, chemical lead toy. Mm-hmm. And if it's made in China, I would have never bought it.
No.
You know?
No.
But unfortunately, they have been secretly making them in China since like 2013 or something.
2017 maybe. But what's important about that is they've been labeling them as made in France.
Yeah, no, they started to, like back in the day. I think it was maybe 2013 when they started. Maybe, and then they slowly, like, they kept their factory open in France, like as a front to pretend that they were still making it there. Yes. But they would just leave expired stuff on the production line for when people came to visit or whatever. But they were actually making them in China. And when they got caught out because of this investigation, now they've changed it from made in France to born in France. But
tricky.
I'm honestly disgusted.
Giraffe.
Giraffe. I'm disgusted that they would do something like that because that is just deception.
It
is.
Know? Decepticon.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They should be more like Optimus Prime, but instead, exactly. What are they?
They are, again, they're
suboptimal.
Yes, exactly.
So big news. There was a mayor in California.
We talked about this.
What do you mean?
Remember, we actually were talking about this when we talked about that guy with the surrogates.
Oh yeah. She was part of that, right?
He was connected to this. He appeared with this woman.
That's right. Didn't he donate to her?
Yeah, he donated money.
That's right. So long story short, she was the mayor of a city called Arcadia. Mm-hmm. Is that in LA or something?
It's in California. Arcadia. Doesn't that sound cool? Like they're going to be arcades there.
Sounds pretty sick.
Like go play some like Street Fighter 2 or something.
Turns out she was a Chinese spy. America, at least California, probably other states at some point, has had a political leader as a Chinese spy operating on U.S. soil.
Yeah.
How horrifying is that?
Bro, it's like not even the first one. Come on.
Well, I'm saying. Props to the feds or whatever that caught her.
Yes.
Because do you know how much damage you can do as a Chinese spy in a political position of power in America?
Yes.
They were running Chinese propaganda, apparently.
Yes, they had a website set up for like the Chinese diaspora. It's called like U.S. News or something, but it was just feeding Chinese propaganda.
Yeah. So she was entered a plea deal apparently, and she stepped down, resigned, and is going to plead guilty, or did plead guilty to being an agent for the CCP.
Yeah.
Which is a huge win for the U.S. to catch that.
Yes.
But man, I hope they really start scrutinizing this sort of thing, because that's scary.
Yeah.
That's actually China's goal. And that's when you see these summits and this kind of stuff. You got to keep in mind, this is actually China's goal, is to get a ton of people here in the CCP in leadership positions in the U.S. government.
Yeah, and I think what people, maybe you realize this, maybe you don't, but when the diaspora comes here,
Can we speak with you about these allegations?
They can't speak English or whatever the case. They've just come from China.
Anything you want to...
Anyone who's trying to escape communism and trying to get away from the oppression of the CCP, they arrive here, they go into the communities, and then they're like, oh, here's the local newspaper for the Chinese diaspora, okay? Because you don't speak English. So we're going to tell you how everything works here in America and so on. Get the newspaper. In the newspaper, it's like Xi Jinping is great. Like America's sucks.
bad.
You're like, what? And then you realize the people running it are CCP.
Yes.
Then you realize that the CCP is already there. It's already here. They're watching you.
Yeah.
They're controlling you. They're there to make sure you don't step out of line.
That is, I was going to say, the worst victims of this are in these Chinese diaspora communities that want to be here for the democracy and freedom and protection from the CCP that they fled from.
Yes.
And then you have a mayor that's a freaking spy.
Yeah.
Dude.
I know.
Say to your constituents, what are your ties to China? Is there anything you want to say to constituents?
Pays well to be a spy, apparently.
Does. He's a trash. Absolute trash.
She left
a spy as a mayor.
I mean, you could probably pick up on it, the fact that she was at the celebration for like the 100th anniversary of the Communist Party of China over here in America. I mean, it's pretty easy to spot a communist. Because if you're at, like, let's celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Communist Party
of China.
You know, with other Communist Party people.
Gosh.
And then this Judy Chu, who's named honorary chairman of the alleged Chinese Intel Front Group. This person is
Judy Chu.
Yeah, I mean, again, another. You know, she's giving her the Woman of the Year award.
Woman of the Year, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's all interconnected.
Spy of the Year award.
Yeah.
How we successfully infiltrated the U.S.
Yes, like,
politics.
oh, look what we managed to do here. Let's just use it up.
Catch them all. Catch them all.
This goes deep. There's a lot
Pokemon
of, you guys can really, like, dig into this if you want.
Yeah.
But it's pretty ridiculous that this kind of stuff has been allowed to continue. And, oh, by the way, this is another thing that's interesting.
What's this?
She created this company, and what is it called? It's called, like, let me see, U.S. Pacific Logistics Incorporated, in order to do like nefarious CCP junk.
Oh, this was the front?
This is just one of the things. But what's interesting is that she started it with the with the convicted CCP agent.
Sun guy.
Yeah, that was her fiance.
He was guilty.
It was her fiance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Remember?
Right.
And then she's like, oh, no, you're not really.
Yeah. I don't really know him.
But look who else signed it. The director of TP-Link.
The router, Chinese router company.
The one with all the Salt Typhoon crap. Like, you know what I mean?
Gosh.
Dude.
Dude.
It doesn't get more CCP than that. You've got the director of TP-Link.
The triumvirate.
You've got this convicted CCP agent, and now she's an indicted CCP agent. Yeah.
Alleged, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's, you know, already admitted or whatever, right?
Yeah. So, I'm saying, I'll have to get charged.
Yeah. It's just interesting to see how the CCP just openly operates here in the USA and just completely flagrantly disregard to laws and so on, you know?
Well, props to, there's more, that's that first article we showed, there's more renewed interest, I think, in catching this stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, she's been in all the influential circles and, you know, all that kind of thing. And top politics is kind of like that Feng, you know, that went around with Swalwell or whatever, all those people. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. China is out there to steal your lunch, and that's what they're here to do.
Yeah.
Okay? And unfortunately, that's just the way it is, you know?
Some things never change.
Yes, exactly. That's just the way it is.
The Tupac version or the... Sting piece of shit.
It doesn't even matter. This is what the biggest takeaway, though, is. This guy randomly on X posted, while I agree the Arcadia, California mayor should go to prison for being a Chinese spy, I also think she should go to prison for using more filters than a Starbucks. I mean, isn't that like the best comment ever?
Not Kenny Rogers said that, not us.
Yes. Although I agree.
I
wholeheartedly agree.
That's what a catfish.
I know. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man,
I love that. Yeah, I've never heard that. Using more filters than a Starbucks. That's
pretty
great.
Funny. Yeah, coffee filters. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, many Americans believed that TP-Link was an American company when asked. Isn't that
interesting?
Crazy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, TP is toilet paper, isn't it? So
You know what? There's a big link between that router company and the CCP.
It's toilet paper. Yeah, because it's a pile of shit. Link. Yeah. Just there's been a bunch of this stuff cropping up here, guys. Like we've got East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Mid-North, Mid-South, whatever you call it. Just like, just everywhere in the country.
Everywhere that's mid.
Yeah, just it doesn't matter. Like everywhere in the country, there's a Chinese spy in politics or in education.
Yeah. I'd forgotten about Linda Swin.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Was she requested
the roast duck or whatever?
Duck, salted duck or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the chef showed up.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's happening everywhere. It's happening all the time. And that's why it's also so disheartening to see the summit. Because surely when you've got an enemy attacking you like this.
From within.
Yes. Like constantly and killing your people with fentanyl and doing everything else, you'd be like, hey, bro, maybe we should fix these things. Not be like, hey, let's meet up. This is awesome, you know?
China's not your friend.
No, China's not your friend, unfortunately. And we're, of course, talking about the government.
Yeah, obviously. Come on.
There's another one here. Surprise FBI corruption raid in Lancaster linked to influential Chinese automaker BYD.
Is that our Lancaster? Like near, or I mean in Pennsylvania?
I believe so.
Oh.
Either way, it could be, I don't know. Those guys look like they're sitting in a desert somewhere, so maybe it's California.
Maybe it's a different one.
Is there Lancaster, California?
I don't know.
Whatever the case, BYD obviously is trying to get its stuff sold here, so that doesn't surprise me at all. You know, I'm just saying this goes everywhere.
It's tiring.
People keep. Oh yeah,
I just wanted to show this. So we were talking about people. So many people asked us to talk about Professor Jiang.
Yes,
who is that? A predictive game theory history
guy? I can't stand that guy.
He's literally like some random Chinese dude that like talks a big game and makes all these wild predictions that are not that wild.
Just talks fast,
and he's not smart. And I mean, I'm sorry if you were duped by him, but if you try to sit through any of his stuff, it's very surface level stuff. But Ryan Macbeth, one of our favorite YouTubers, had a good little piece on it.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Writing me about this Professor Zhang guy. Let me tell you something. Number one, he is not a professor. The guy teaches at a middle school. Number two, he doesn't even have an advanced degree. He has a degree in freaking English. I have more degrees in subjects that are actually hard. Number three, he is a plant for the Chinese Communist Party. It is illegal to access YouTube in China, yet somehow this guy has a YouTube account. How do you think that happens? It happens because he is put up to this by the Chinese government. And now this guy is on diary of his CEO. You need to write this company and tell them that they just got played by a Chinese psyop.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's going everywhere, and I don't know why. I don't see the appeal, but that's probably because we understand China. You gotta understand China to understand.
You gotta understand.
Yeah, that's for sure.
For real though, like, and I guess I could see if you don't know much about China, you could get played by this douchebag.
Yes, for sure.
But he's on the biggest channels now. He's on he's getting platformed by the biggest channels in the world.
Yeah,
and it's what looks to us like a actual CCP psyop.
I guess people are just starved for content, you know, like these channels. They're like, oh man, like we're bored. Like, what can we talk about? I don't know. Get that Chinese guy who like tells the future on here.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. Yeah, I'm glad someone else said something.
Yeah, for sure. He's nonsense. He's rubbish. Anyway, guys, it's time for us to hit our Q&A. So let's do it. This is our questions and answers section where we get to answer your questions and you question our answers. Now, listen, before we get stuck in, I want to say that this week has been crazy. And I prepared more than double what we showed
we have so
today.
Much. We're so tired.
There was so much to unpack with this whole summit. And we prepared a lot of material, but we just couldn't like piece it together in time to show you everything. So there's a lot that we may have glossed over or not spoken about, but we hope to get the message across that during this trip, China really did disrespect America. There's no way for you to look at it anywhere else. I mean, it may have looked all nice and, you know, like, oh, we got kids bouncing around and army guys walking and we're going to show you these tourist hotspots or whatever. But underlying, there was a very horrible message from China that basically said, you know, we're now on
equal,
the same playing level.
And you're not.
You're going down, we're going up. By the way, if you don't follow what we say on Taiwan, we will kill you, you know? And by the way, we might talk about selling you some Boeing or buying some Boeings from you and so on, but you're going to take our, you know, spy army coming over and you're going to capitulate to us and you're going to allow us to do all these things in your backyard. And it's not good. It's not good the way they treated America. And I think most Americans should walk away from this feeling insulted, especially since the American government went over there and they took their best CEOs and all their top tech guys and so on, went to China in good faith, were very cordial. I think President Trump said some of the nicest things to Xi Jinping, which in my opinion are undeserved because Xi Jinping's not a nice man. He said all these nice things, were very nice about it, and gave great coverage and put the spotlight on China once again, which is all positive for China. And to be treated so poorly, especially the undercurrents and allowing the mockery online and so on, is unacceptable. This is not a good country to be dealing with. This is not a good country to become friends with.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.